This is episode number 180. Weight loss case study. Kris Murray, a seven-figure successful businesswoman and a dream body. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. This is your health coach, Sandro Torres. And today I am going to present to you an interview that I did to one of our successful members. She's a very successful woman on her business. She's an entrepreneur, and her business is making seven figures, and she managed to do that by putting a lot of effort in that part. But she was neglecting her body, and she wanted to lose 25 pounds, and it was impossible for her to do it because she needed to change a couple of things in her life until she hired us to be able to help her to lose those 25 pounds. Now she has transformed her body, and she's succeeding all over her life, which is amazing. She's going to share with us the journey, how she managed to lose the weight and tone her body, get to 27% body fat. Now she's working on getting lower, but that was her goal, to get a 27% body fat. But as you probably know, it wasn't easy for her in the beginning, but as she continued learning and she continued progressing, she learned a couple of tools that she's using to get there. So I want to share that with you. I want to share the journey, the things that she struggled with, and her success. Anyway, without further introduction, let's listen to the talk. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome everybody to another interview of a successful member here at Custom Body Fitness. Thank you so much for continuing following us. And I'm excited to introduce one of our amazing members that she has gotten great results, not only in her body transformation, but in her mind, spirit, and all over her life. I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to hear the whole story, the whole thing. And let me introduce her first, and then I talk a little bit more. Kris. Welcome, Kris Murray.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. You have no idea how important this is for me.
It's my pleasure. So thank you for having me.
Let's begin from the very beginning. You started with us in around 2018, 17?
19, actually.
19.
Yes.
And by then, you were already very successful in your business. Tell me a little bit of that, about that. What do you do in your business, and how do you manage to become successful in that area back then?
So I saw a need my kids were little and they were in preschool daycare. And back in Ohio, I saw a need for all the different childcare preschool businesses that we have been clients with, customers. As a marketer and a sales professional, I could see they were struggling with the sales, the business side of running their daycare. So they were really good with their classroom and the education, the curriculum, but nobody was providing resources to help them with their business skills. especially with marketing and enrollment of new families and retaining families. So just like you market your business to new members here at Custom Body Fitness, and you want to retain those members, those best practices for selling and marketing your business, and then customer experience is what I brought to the industry that no one else was teaching them. And so I formed a business out of that. So I started small. I was doing everything, all the hats. And then as I scaled, became 6 figures, mid 6 figures, close to set. It took me 5 years to get to 7 figures. And then we were just off to the races. So by the time I met you in 2019, we were a multi-million-dollar business with about 25 employees in Carbondale. But the clients were all over the United States and global.
Nice. So you put a lot of energy on that.
Oh, yes.
So back then, did you see a need do you see the need of your health? Do you think do you needed to improve something, or you take that for granted, or you had it back in your head, or did you in 2019 did you notice that you needed to take care of your health? How'd that happen?
Yes. So I have been struggling most of my adult life with being at my ideal weight. I was 20 to 25 pounds higher than my ideal weight, or pre-babies. I had 2 kids. So when I got married, I was about 25 pounds less than when I met you. And I had been doing diets and some different fitness things, not a stranger to the gym, but never had a consistent accountability program where I had a trainer that would give me check-ins and really help me with my progress and hold me accountable to showing up for myself and show up at the gym, and then show up with my food, my eating, my drinking, all of those components. So you were the first trainer I had that really helped me see the holistic, all of my habits and how that was impacting my weight and also just my overall, and my body fat percent, like my body composition. So, and my strength, all those things that come from a good fitness program.
So before you came to us in 2019, you were exercising, doing ties and doing all that things, but you weren't very successful.
Right.
And then in 2019, when we met you, also you were struggling. And even though I tried to help you, it wasn't like, also I wasn't very successful back then. So the public knows a little bit about the story. Kris, she was with us 2019 for a couple of years, over a year. Yeah. And then she left, and we struggled to give you results.
Right.
And then she left for a few years, then she came back. Yeah. And it was way easier to deliver those results now. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that. Tell us a little bit more about what do you do outside Custom Body Fitness that open your mind to be receptive to other ideas.
Mm-hmm. So I found mindset coaches in 2021 and then 2022. I went through kind of a rebirth. I ended a long-term romantic relationship that I was in. I was going to get married. It wasn't working. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, but I found a coach that helped me come back to myself, come back to my own true nature, the self-love, it was just to help me on a journey back to myself. And in that journey from 2021 to 2022 and 23, I was dabbling in different fitness things, but I didn't really come back full bore with you until last September 24. But regardless, it was really the mindset and looking in the mirror and understanding and really being honest with myself. I think what caught in the way before, plus COVID hit, but that was an excuse. But I think what got in the way was I wasn't willing to be honest, really, really honest with myself and my patterns and my beliefs, what I think was possible for me, and looking at my limitlessness and really knowing that whatever I set my mind to, I could accomplish. Like I did that in business, but when it came to my personal side and what I could achieve fitness-wise, I just don't think that I had a strong mindset.
Let me dig into that a little bit more. I'm trying to put that on my own words and trying to understand it. When you mean that you weren't honest with yourself, mm-hmm. You're not meaning like you don't think you can achieve things, but maybe. But like I said, I'm making those conclusions. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean they're true. So please let me know if I'm making a mistake. So what that means is that you probably weren't honest with yourself about letting go the past you, all those bad habits that weren't letting you get to the goal, to the new Kris that you want to become. Is that?
Well, and I think I had limiting beliefs. I think I would get a certain level of accomplishment, but then I would slide back. Maybe I was tied to that old self-concept. I wasn't willing to let that version of myself go and step into my new version. I think I was afraid, to be honest. I think a lot of people, when they see the power, we're not afraid of, I think the thing we're afraid of is our true power. Our powerfulness scares us, right? And so I wanted that powerful body, but I think I didn't want to commit to what it took. And I didn't want to, I think I was just afraid of what would happen if I actually went there. Like I was stuck in this more of a comfort zone, old version of me. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, the butterfly who's in the cocoon, but she's afraid to come out of the cocoon and really show her wings and her true power. So I was just stuck. I was stuck in that place. And I was making small gains. I mean, in that first year I was working with you, I did, I think, reduce by maybe 5 percentage points in body fat. I think I went from the high 30s to the mid 30s. So I made some gains, but not what I've done
right now. And what is more impressive right now, I believe, is all the changes that you're making. Like before, when you and I talk and sit and go over your assessment and the things that needed to change, you weren't very receptive. It was like I felt like a rejection.
Yeah.
And not because it was on purpose. It was because something of you.
Yes.
I noticed that it was resisting. And right now it's not.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why you owe your accomplishment to.
Yeah.
That open-mindedness and open to do different things.
So I agree with you on the resistance. I think that was the main thing back then, that I was resisting the true transformation. I was resisting both the commitment and the consistency of being in the gym and the habits that it would take. But I think more so, it was just, I didn't want to go I was resisting being all in. And so now it's like I've made a wholehearted decision to be all in. And it's a different energy that you feel from me because I'm all in. Before I wasn't, I was resisting being all in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Now, please illuminate my mind. Help me. I do a lot of research, a lot of work, and we are given to our members. I'm given to our members, and I work a lot in trying to transform them. But sometimes I fail. Tell me, what would you recommend to people? What they can do to get better results? You've been in their shoes when they're resistant and they want it. They want it, but don't really want it. What would you recommend them to do to get to that point when they're all in, when they're committed to make that change?
So I think one thing is being honest with the fears or the resistance that you have. Like, if I go all in, I'm going to have to give up tequila on Friday nights or burritos that I have, or whatever.
Or Mexican. Tequila, burritos.
Know your audience. No, just kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. But I love those things too. Actually, my favorite food is Mexican food. So anyways, I was speaking for me. But you are afraid, or I think a lot of friends that I talk to are afraid of injury. And so I think being open with you, Sandro, I think somebody who's here at the gym who you're feeling like is pulling away, that person, if they want to get the results and they want to be all in, but they're limited by their fears, they need to be open to talk to you about it, to share with you, because you're the expert here. You are amazing. You're so supportive. You're a great coach. So I would just say to my earlier version who was scared, I was scared of injury. I was scared to go all the way. So talk about it. be open. Like on our assessments, I'm very open with you. And so I would just share anybody that wants to get results but is afraid to just have the willingness to be open and ask for help. Talk about it.
Yeah.
And that can be a path to help them get through to transformation.
It's like, I put an example, like learning how to swim, right? Or throwing yourself from a parachute. I mean, it's things that are scary.
Yeah.
But if we talk about what are the worst things that can happen and how can you avoid those things? I mean, the possibilities that you can die, it can happen, but they're very minimum. It's not like every single jumper die. I mean, how many people have died on a parachute, right? Accidents, they're not often.
Yeah.
But if you talk to the person who is out there, say like, just make sure you do this, make sure you do that, and make sure I'm taking care of everything. It's nothing is gonna happen. And the person who's gonna lead you, the guide, it's gonna tell you exactly how everything is gonna go. Then you must let go if you want to experience that.
So a perfect example recently was with the hack squats, with the front squats. And I was not wanting to do this exercise. I had a weird mechanical. I wasn't placing the bar in the right spot. I wasn't doing my lower body the right way. I was limiting myself. I wasn't doing the exercise right at all. And you helped me. You said, well, let me watch you, let me watch you, let me watch you. And you helped me walk through to get to a good place where I got confidence in that exercise. And that's a perfect example for you and me recently, that you just have to speak up and ask for help and be willing to say, hey, I don't like this exercise. It feels weird. Can you help me? And you did. And that was I love that we worked out that day together, because that was heaven sent, because you helped me.
Yeah. Thank you, Kris.
Yeah.
Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate that.
Okay. Even though you did kick my butt that day, I left. I was so sweaty and tired, but I was so happy.
Yeah, so anyways, it's an amazing feeling when you finish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about your eating. Tell us the things that you used to do back in the past that stop you from getting results, and what are you doing now? How do you replace it? What you have changed to be able to get those results? Let's talk about your eating.
Yeah. So I have several habits that I used to do that I no longer do. And then also people in my life that have helped support me with these changes in my habits. So I used to eat bigger portions and would eat a full breakfast, lunch, dinner, and sometimes I would have salty snacks at 4 o'clock was my big warning time. Like I would eat a lot of salty snacks at that pre-dinner phase. And what I've done I've changed is I've done more where I eat pretty much 2 meals a day instead of 3. So I'm just eating less because I realized I'm not really hungry till 10:30 or 11. So it's not full intermittent fasting, but it's just compressed eating. And I think that has helped. I also eat just fewer calories because I'm eating that way. And I'm just eating when I'm hungry, and more attention, more mindfulness to when I'm actually hungry and when I'm actually full. So the moment that I feel full, I stop eating. And my partner, my fiance, he eats smaller portions. So he's been very supportive. Like if we go out to dinner, we always split an entree. We never each get our own. That's been a huge shift. He's also a chef, and so he's cooking beautiful meals for us, so I don't eat any processed food anymore. We mostly go to Whole Foods and eat really good quality food. So that's another change, which has been beautiful. And then the final thing is the salty snacks, is I don't really snack anymore on salty snacks. So I've been able to give those things, just change them over time and not feel like the biggest thing for me is to feel like I'm being deprived. As long as I don't feel deprived, which I don't, I'm good.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that quality of food that you mentioned.
Yeah. So in the past, I would be more fast food, processed foods, and going to a grocery store that wasn't organic. And that's okay. I mean, I think you can mix it up, but we mostly eat organic. And it's a little bit more of an investment, but we find it to be, I don't know, just
worth it
for sure. And he's, like I said, I'm lucky. I mean, I help in the kitchen, but it is nice to be dating a chef. I'm not gonna lie. And also dating somebody he's very conscious of his physique and wants to not overeat. So that is helpful to have a partner that's also mindful about his eating. So
Okay,
yeah.
so the people who you hang out with also helps.
Correct. Big time.
Big time. Can you tell me more about that? Besides your fiance,
Yeah.
any friends, anybody who support you, anything?
Very much. So I'm also in this spiritual group. So when I started this journey in 2021 of honesty and working on, I'll say, transformation back to myself and self-love, and it's like this limitlessness journey. It's hard to explain, but I'm in this mindset group that we work on spiritual concepts, and we have a 90-minute Zoom call every week. So I go on retreats with them. We're going to Japan in a month.
Nice.
I'm going, I went to Bali with them earlier this year. So I'm with a beautiful group of humans that is very supportive. And if I'm ever facing really struggles or hardship, we're on the call every week. It's like a mindset accountability group or mastermind group. You might think of it that way. And so those are beautiful lifelong friends that I value, even though we're not near each other physically. We do get together a couple times a year, but we're on, like, if I ever need support, they're a support group. I can call any one of them anytime, and they'll talk to me at 2 a.m. if I need help. Of course, my family is also super supportive. My fiance, my friends locally here, and of course my gym friends. So I love the trainers here, and I love talking about fitness with all the people here at Custom Body Fitness. So many fun different groups in my life. I feel very lucky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Tell me about you exercise. Tell me, what do you think about you exercise, how you incorporate it, and what do you do? Remember that many people who are watching us and listening to us, they don't know what do you do. So give us a quick summary about how you incorporate the exercise into your life, and how do you do it?
So logistically, I come to the gym 3 times a week, and I'm committed to that. And I notice that if I skip, then it's harder to keep on it. So for myself, I want to show up. I think the energy of wanting to show up is important to mention.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people will say, oh, I don't want to have to go work out, and so I think if you train your mindset to know that it can be fun and it can be enjoyable, and so
how can you turn your mind around?
Yeah.
What do you say to yourself?
It just kind of becomes like an unconscious pattern, but in that resistance, we talked about resistance before. I think for me, I focus on the joy that I get from being with everybody here at the gym. It's such a supportive environment. And then I focus on the results, how I look, how I feel. And at the end of my workout, I'm so proud of myself. So I
think that's the best one, huh?
Yeah, I focus on that pride. And you mentioned you could see it in my smile yesterday when you took my before and after pictures, but I'm really proud of myself. I'm really, really, to hit a goal on my body fat percentage, it was a big, big deal for me. So, and it's been a long time coming because I've been so resistant. So I don't want to go back to that old version of me. That's probably the biggest thing.
You're afraid of going back.
Yeah, I'm a new person now.
And therefore, that gives you the motivation to be consistent with.
Yes.
So you don't feel forced anymore?
Not at all. And in fact, I'm going to travel back to my hometown of Cleveland starting tomorrow for 10 days. And I've already thought about what I'm going to pack fitness-wise for my outfits for when I'm in the gym, when I'm at the hotel. How am I going to find a gym when I'm there? Because I want to keep going and take the routine that we do, and then I can do that in the gym. I've done that.
Yeah, and we can always give you the next weeks.
Yeah.
We can send the video to you.
Cool.
Now, people might be thinking, no, she's a very successful woman. She has a very she has it all figured out. She has money coming in. She's probably not busy, and she has it easy. Tell me about your busy life.
So I had 2 companies that I have recently started to exit from. But in the busyness of the busiest part of my life, I had 2 teenagers, 2 businesses. I'm a single mom. So I raised my children after my divorce. I had my children 100% of the time, no breaks, and still also running 2 companies. So I am a little bit less busy, I'm not going to lie, lately, because I've started to offboard the responsibilities of running those companies. But I'm still very busy. I have a new spiritual coaching business and I just finished my book. So I wrote a 10-chapter book of my life, which is just about to hit Amazon. We just uploaded it this morning to Amazon Kindle. Thank you. And so I've been busy, like wanting to continue to bring this vision or this philosophy, this energy, this inspiration, I guess, more than anything, to inspire others who want these results in their life. And you do the same thing. I mean, you're very inspirational, you're creating content, and I just love it. So I can't stop.
So if what people can expect reading your book, the new book that you're releasing?
Yes, it's a journey from all the way very back in the beginning when my kids were little, and I noticed when looking at a niche or a field, an industry that needed help. And so anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur and find a successful niche of something they can build that can become 6 or 7 or an 8-figure business, if you have that dream, this book will help you, because I share all of the things I did to grow the business that were the pivotal things that took the business to the success that it had, plus mixing in the parenting, mixing in relationship. I talk about my divorce. I talk about my next relationship, which, my path on spirituality. And so all of that is woven into the book.
Your failures and your successes.
100%. It's called The Antidote to Fear because I faced fear. All humans face fear. So I faced fear so many times and pushed through the fear. How did I get through it? So that's what the basis of the book is, to help people as you continue to grow and evolve, and you're going to face new fears, and maybe even fears in the gym about, I don't want to lift that heavy, or whatever those fears are, to face and say, are those fears really real? Am I being truthful with myself? Am I being honest with myself? So that's what the book is about. It's about facing fear.
So tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm not remembering accurately. Back in the past, when I recommended for you to live this way, you were very resistant, and you say, I'm not going to lift it. And you got very resistant, and by the end, no matter what I do, how I did it, you won't lift it. And right now, you do it. Tell me, what were you telling yourself back then? And what do you tell yourself right now when you're lifting those heavy weights?
Back then, I think I had, again, the fear of my limitlessness. I was afraid of my true power, but that was disguised in, I'm afraid to get injured. I'm afraid that I'm not strong enough. I'm afraid that he's pushing me. I don't want to be pushed. And so I resisted. Instead of what I do now is you go, I think, like this big one over here, I think you can lift that. And I go, okay, let me go try. Maybe the worst that's going to happen is I can't lift it, but I'll learn, And so,
we both learn.
Yeah. And so I'm open to my limitless. I'm open to the power of what can I lift? Like, wouldn't that be amazing if I could lift that? So I just come at it with the possibility instead of a lack. Like, I want to inhabit this abundance of this possibility. I don't want to be a shutdown and be small. I want to be the big me. So I'm like, let's try.
Let's try. Nice. So when is your book out?
So it'll be out on October 8th. I'll have it in my hand. I'm going to speak at our big summit event. There'll be around, 800 or 1,000 people in the audience, and they're shipping the books to Atlanta to that hotel. And so I'll be able to hopefully hold it on stage. The Antidote to Fear.
Antidote to Fear.
Yes.
Antidote to Fear by Kris Murray.
Thank you.
So I recommend you read it, honestly. And the reason why is because I personally trained Kris back in the past and right now. And she can tell you, I noticed a big difference when she came this time. A big smile, the energy.
Yeah.
It's just something that you want to be around. And when before it was difficult to be there, it was like you trying to force something. And she was willing.
Yeah.
And the hope is always there, but the
Yeah.
energy right now is different.
Yeah.
It's a big change, and she's going to tell you how she make that change, which I think is the best success you ever have. Making that change where you can be in peace with yourself, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, how great you look, and where you places you have visited, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're not happy with yourself.
That's right.
And that's a great accomplish. And she's gonna share that with you, and also how to make your business successful. I don't see why not reading that book. What's your best weight loss tip that you can give to anybody who it's about to start, or who's been in the process but doesn't see any results?
Mm-hmm. For me, it's journaling. So, which might surprise you because we haven't really talked about journaling. But my biggest success, and in my mindset too, and the spiritual work I've done in my mindset on this transformation back to myself, has been through journaling. Where if I'm having a fear, I'm having a celebration, I want to track my eating. So tracking your eating, tracking your habits, so you can look at it objectively, is a great success tip. Because, and it's not the most sexy success tip, but this is why people track their macros, and they track, and I'm not all into the fitness, the apps and stuff. I have used the apps like MyFitnessPal, but I do think spending time journaling and just being honest with yourself on a page to share, and no one else has to look at it but you. But I think it's a great way for you to be real with yourself and to, again, communicate back to source or to your higher power. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm doing. This is my habits. This is what I'm eating. This is what I'm drinking. So I think journaling. The other one that I love is I spend my morning on a stillness or a pondering practice. So I try to greet each morning with gratitude, and then I just am like kind of meditating with my eyes open, if that makes sense. But also I believe in meditation, but whatever works, is just to have a pondering practice for what do you want in your life? What do you love? What do you feel about your life? And just sitting with the morning, noticing the birds, noticing nature, and being one, and just having a oneness practice. So that's another part of things that when we haven't really talked a lot about that. But
So journal,
Yeah.
so you can see the things that you're doing objectively.
Yes.
It's not you. It's like you judging what are you doing instead of being who you are, and make that distinction and fix it.
Yes.
Also, and another thing that you mentioned that I think is very important is being with yourself, like meditating and knowing what's in your head and things that you want to accomplish. And
Well, and you mentioned judgments, and I think we also can judge ourselves very harshly. We can be our worst critic. And so self-judgment is something that you have to lay it aside. Like, if you don't feel like going to the gym, or you ate something that you feel guilty about, that's okay. Like, just, you can keep loving yourself through that, and just know that you want to change that pattern. And don't judge yourself, because if you judge, you're going to just go down this spiral, and it's going to continue being bleak. So just notice if you're judging yourself.
so if I put that in my own words, it's like, make the mistake, forgive yourself, and let go.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not like you have to get over and keep telling yourself what a horrible person I am because I make this mistake, and continue doing that. Is, yeah, I make the mistake. I know I did it. It hurts, but I know I can get on my feet. I forgive myself. Let it go. Never talk about it again. And let's make another mistake.
That's right.
Let's continue moving forward. We're humans, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Then I think, then the IRS and making a mistake is something that can be, that's gonna happen in the future.
It's going to happen.
Okay. Last thing. There is anything else that you want to tell to the public?
I did give an acknowledgement, a dedication to you in my book.
Oh, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Because I just want to say, I believe that Sandro is truly, he wants the best for his members and for all humans. Like, you are a really beautiful soul, and you're genuine. Like, you're real, you're authentic. When you are trying to guide people to what is possible, they will sometimes resist, like I was resisting. But if you believe, is just come into that belief and let him guide you, let him be your coach. Because you've been so helpful for me in my transformation. And I just want to thank you. And that's really what I wanted to say is, I think you're awesome, because I think you have that commitment of being on time, being there for people, being there every 6 weeks, doing their measurements, helping them with their mindset, helping them with those self-limiting beliefs. And you're all in for your members. So, and it's hard to find someone who's that passionate and that authentic, I think. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Kris. I wasn't expecting that. I really appreciate those words. They make my day. I don't know if I want to cry, but I won't cry right now. Where people can follow you? Can you give us Twitter? It's called X right now.
I just have
Instagram or anything?
Yes. So I'll say two things. My website is krismurray.com. And we can put that on the notes or whatever with that. And then my Instagram is I am Kris Murray, Kris with a K. So it's at I am Kris Murray.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate a great interview.
Thank you so much.
Kris.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for continue following us. And that's it for today. And we'll see you in the next interview. Bye now. So there you have it, everybody. I believe her tips are amazing. Keep them in mind. If you want to transform your body, you want to begin with your mind. And once your mind is ready to be able to change, you need to have a good fitness program where there is approaching habits, body composition, eating, accountability, drinking habits, beliefs, and so on. You need to be honest with yourself mentally, questions your patterns and beliefs, get rid of your limited beliefs, don't be afraid of the new lifestyle, don't resist of the true transformation. Talk with your trainer about injuries so you're not afraid of getting injured lifting those heavy weights. Be mindful when you're hungry and when you fall. Find a support group. Change your energy from don't want to do you exercise to wanted to do you exercise like Kris is doing. And the best weight loss tip that she gave us is something different that I believe you should put into practice is start journaling. It will be amazing. So there you have it, everybody. Hope you like this interview. Please share it with somebody who needs to listen to this interview. Remember, stay close to God, mentally and physically healthy, and we're gonna tune in the next episode.